What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. James Harden scored 60 points in 31 minutes. Let me repeat this. James Harden scored 60 points in 31 minutes. He scored 60 points in 3 quarters. I did a video a couple of days ago stating that James Harden was the best player in the NBA. You know, a lot of people don't agree with me. A lot of people say, JB Sports, what you talking about? They text me, well, JB Sports, what you talking about? LeBron James is the best player in the game. Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the game. The Greek Freak is the best player in the game. Look, if you've been watching the Rockets games this year, just watch a couple games of the Rockets. That double team in James Harden as soon as he crossed half court. That's how devastating of score he is. They double teaming him as soon as he crossed half court. They're not doing that to LeBron James. They're not doing that to Kawhi Leonard when he brings the ball up. When Greek Freaks gets the ball inside, the double team is not immediately coming. All hell is not breaking loose. They're like, oh man, we gotta get 2 people on him because he's gonna score right here. Not like they're doing with James Harden, man. James Harden went off for 60 points, 8 assists, and 3 steals in 31 minutes. Basically, he scored 60 points in 3 quarters. The guy's unstoppable. Had everything rolling tonight. The step back 3, going to the basket, finishing at the rim, the and ones, the dribble drive, the crossover, making people look sick, breaking ankles out there. The guy put on a spectacular performance, and this is just par for the course, man. People taking his James Harden greatness for granted, man. They want to point out, well, James Harden ain't never did it in the playoffs. Well, James Harden went against one of the greatest teams, arguably one of the greatest teams in NBA history, in the Golden State Warriors. They had 4 All-Stars on the team. You know, you can put them Golden State teams with any of those great teams of the past. The Boston Celtics team with Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale. The Detroit Pistons teams of Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer. The Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. The first version. The second version, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. You know, you can put them up against the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. The San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, the first 2. And then the last 3, Tim Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. You can put them Golden State Warriors against any of those teams. And you can make an argument they were greater than any of those teams. And the Rockets lost to them 4-3 in Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago when they were up 3-2, and their second best player, Chris Paul, pulled a hamstring, came up lame, and couldn't play in Game 6 and Game 7. And them 2 games, Golden State ended up winning and going on to the NBA Finals and defeating LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't hold that against James Harden. He went against a great, all-time great team. It ain't like he lost to some, middle-of-the-pack team in the playoffs and got beaten, sent home. That wasn't the case. He lost to, arguably the greatest team in the past decade in the Golden State Warriors. So you got to put everything in context, man. But again, tonight the man went off. The man is the greatest scorer in the game today. He's right there in the MVP race like he has been in the last 5 years. Right now it's a four-horse race. LeBron James is the leader in the clubhouse right now. I'm not thinking, oh man, he JB Sports. He just out here front running, homering for James Harden. No, that's not the case, man. I'm gonna call it like I see it. Right now, they 17-2. The Lakers on a 10-game winning streak. LeBron James is probably the leader right now. But it's a 4-player race right now. You got James Harden, you got LeBron James, you got the Greek Freak, and you got Lukas Doncic. It's out of them 4 right there, the leaders in the clubhouse. We got a lot of basketball left to be played. We're not even at 20 games yet, so let's see how it play out. But right now, it's a 4-player race right now between those 4. But James Harden got just as good an argument as any of those guys. As the Rockets go to 13-6 tonight, they're gonna be right now they're I think they either the 3rd or 4th seed in the West right now, right behind the Lakers and I think the Clippers. Right now, it may be, the Lakers and the Clippers, probably because the Clippers played 1 more game than them, so they're the 3rd seed right now. So that's early on in the season. Got a lot of basketball left to play. You got injuries that prop up and stuff, and teams go on the long road trips and stuff like that. They can run into a couple of stumbling blocks. So we'll see how it play out, man. But James Harden was rocking and rolling tonight, 60 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, played an unbelievable game. This is his 21st game scoring 50 points. It's only 3 players that are ahead of him that have had more 50-point games. Kobe Bryant at 25. I think Michael Jordan is at 38. And then Wilt is up above 100 of his 50-point game. His stats are just sick. That's why Wilt Chamberlain has a strong argument as the greatest basketball player to ever live, along with Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But he's right there in elite company. The guy's having a Hall of Fame career. Don't get his just due. Was rocking and rolling tonight. You know, he beat a team that was the Atlanta Hawks that got a very good young player, Trae Young, man, that had a good game, but they did a good job of defending him. Russell Westbrook did a good job of defending him. Austin Rivers did a good job of defending him, and he didn't shoot a great percentage. And the Atlanta Hawks, I think, went to this game at 4-14. They're not the greatest team, but still, you got to give James Harden this just due, man. The man scored 60 points in 3 quarters. Didn't play in the 4th quarter. Didn't play at all in the 4th quarter. And walked away with 60 points, man. The man is an unbelievable, unstoppable scorer. Need to get his just due. Every year he's in the argument for the MVP. And that alone should give his props. But all the time I turn on ESPN, I hear Max Kellerman downing him. You know, I hear other so-called NBA experts talking about what he can't do and stuff like that. And he need to quit saying what he can't do, because he can do everything. His defense improved. Look at his defensive rating. He's no longer a defensive liability. Can guard big men in the post. He's improved greatly on the perimeter as far as guarding perimeter players. He's a all-around, well-rounded, great player. He needs to get his just due. And the man just went for 60 points in 3 quarters. You remember what was a couple of years ago? Klay Thompson went off, hit a bunch of threes, and I think he had a bunch of threes in a limited amount of minutes. And he got a lot of publicity and a lot of credit and a lot of accolades, and like he should have. And he did that on a team that featured Steph Curry. You know, defense had to worry about Steph Curry, so they gave him a lot of open looks. And that team, I think Kevin Durant was on that team too a couple of years ago. You had to worry about KD, and he had Draymond Green doing the dirty work and rebound and stuff like that. So he had other guys on the team the defense had to focus on. And he was given credit. He was able to have big numbers in a limited amount of minutes. I think he had like maybe whatever he had was 50-some points in 30 minutes or something like that. You got to go back and look at that monster game that Klay Thompson had a couple of years ago. But he had other weapons. James Harden has got Russell Westbrook now. You know, that a legitimate number 2 option, a guy that can go for 40 or 50 points on any given night in his own right. But you still got to give credit to James Harden doing what he's doing, man. The man had 60 points, and this was greater points than I think even Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson was somewhere in the 50s. He ended up somewhere in the 50s that game, as he scored a bunch of points in a short amount of time in an NBA game in Golden State. James Harden did the same thing, man. Was rocking and rolling. Unbelievable tonight. The beard was rocking. Give him credit. 60 points, 8 assists, 3 steals for the greatest and the best player in the NBA today, James the Beard Harden. This is JB Sports. And I think the score was, before I say that, the Rockets were clicking, man. They hit a bunch of threes. I think they ended up making 24 threes. And the Rockets are one of those teams, they're going to have to prove it in the playoffs. But if they hitting their threes at a high level, man, they can beat anybody in the NBA, man. They are a serious threat in the Western Conference. To me, man, the Western Conference is a 3-horse race. The Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Houston Rockets. Them 3 teams are the teams that you should be looking at to come out the West. The Denver Nuggets, they're very solid, but they don't have a superstar player. The Joker stats are very down this year. He averaged 20 points last year. This year he's averaged 16. Last year he shot what he shot? I think he made shooting 3 points. He shot I think he might have shot even over 50% 3 points. And then this year he's down around in the 40s. So his 3-point percentage is down. His points per game are down. His rebounds are down. He's not playing at the highest level. And he's supposed to be their superstar player. They got a bunch of very good players in Harris and Murray, but they don't have that superstar player like the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Rockets have. So I can't put them on that same level. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what transpires during the year, man. But James Harden is letting everybody know why he's the most unstoppable force in the NBA on the offensive end. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.